High status texting. Now, this is a life I live, and this is a life I'm going to show you and how you can get here, okay? So, as you can see, this is my Tinder account. This is what I do on a daily basis. I talk to girls on Tinder, I meet girls, I sleep with them, okay? This is my priority, and of course, in operations, as you know, this is all I do. This is the only thing I'm good at. So, obviously, before we get into this video, do you need a Tinder strategy or do you want me to run your account? Book a call down in the description and I will tailor one for free and you can execute it on your own or with me, okay? So if you want me to run your Tinder account, then let me know. Or if you just want the Tinder strategy completely free, custom tailored to you, then book one down below and I won't do any bullshit hidden costs. I'll just give you the strategy custom made for you and you go do it on your own or you can do it with me. It's up to you. Now, this is also a limited time thing. I'm not doing this too much because it's going to get hectic and really overbearing. But if you want me to analyze your text messages for free, and this is completely free, there's no hidden garbage shit like that, I promise you. I can do this for you in a video or on a call. So as you're about to see today, I'm going to be analyzing my own text messages. However, if you want me to analyze your text messages and I can put them in my own video, feel free. Okay, we'll be using my conversion process here. So obviously your text messages, so my texting psychology guides, and then how you sleep with her, okay? So I'm going to be showing you how you can get text messages like these, get results like these yourself, and then you can apply it to your own texting game, and boom, you're going to be sleeping with girls on a predictable basis. You're going to have girls beg you just like it happens to me, okay? It's pretty easy. So let's just get straight into it. So the text messages you're about to see, they are genuinely some of the most craziest stuff that you're about to see. So let me just make this full screen for you because you're going to love it. I'm telling you that now, all right? So as you can see, this girl quite literally put her panties in her mouth. It's quite self-explanatory. She's wet. Now, the story I'm going to show you is going to be equally as crazy, okay? So I'm going to start off. So obviously we have the name opening here. And this seems mysterious and arrogant. It's a good opener and it ramps up a lot of attraction. Now, how does the psychology work behind it? Basically, if you use your name with no introduction, it shows extreme arrogance because she's thinking, who does this guy think he is? He didn't introduce himself, he just said my name. Now, typically they will respond back with your name or something like hello. Obviously, then you can use a pickup line, you can use whichever option you go down the route of. I opt in for you know what, you're missing your pictures because it's the easiest line to play around. It gives me many openings. This is one I've been using since university, and that is why I get such great results with it. You can use how tall are on your knees, you can use I'm missing my wife, what's my wifey doing on Tinder, you're my third wife. There's quite a few options, but I stick to this one mainly because I've just used it for so long. As you can see, literally I can play around whatever they say, right? So obviously she gives me validation, but this is a shit test to see if I validate her back. She calls me a cutie. Obviously, that's not a good thing. I don't want to be seen as cute, okay? That's not happy. I'm not happy about that. So obviously, I've responded in a playful way to deal with her shit tests. It's all fun and games from here on, so I call it playful texting. And I respond with a challenging objection. This is where I put her on the spot for calling me cute, okay? So basically, I'm saying, are you just going to friend zone me already by calling me cute? And her response is, damn, can't a man just be cute? Now, guys, I want you to bear in mind, look at these text messages. Look how dry and how low-key it is. It's nonchalant. Now, watch what happens as we go along the text from this girl, okay, that I've talked to and seen, right? Just see what happens. The messages, they change. Look, single text messages. Now she starts to double text message. You'll see what happens. Watch. There's a sudden change and you'll see it. This is what I call sexual ascension. We'll get into this a little bit later on. And I said, you're right. And I agreed with her because at this point I needed to change the conversation, right? So the conversation was drying out. So I changed the topic to her being my wife. This is a really good move here because obviously I needed to save the conversation because majority of guys, when they see this, they unfortunately do give up and they think, this girl isn't worth my time. Not at all. You need to carry the conversation as a man. That is important, okay? Then she gives me an opening here. She gives a small opening to my invitation of being my wife. Over here, I have to act fast and take it on, okay? So I said, absolutely, I need a girlfriend. How does missionary with eye contact and hickey sound, right? So obviously, you know what missionary is, pretty simple. And her response here, pretty dry, I can't lie to you. She said, crazy way to propose. Now, I try and get in her head, okay? I said to her, are you rejecting me already? This is a bold move. This is how we push her over to make her fold. This is what women love. You need to pick up on these small ascension points and you need to pick up on these small charms and shit tests. If you can play on that and you can pick it out, you will get massive gains, right? So girls, as you'll see, they change suddenly in the conversation. There's a huge shift. I have another texting analysis story coming out with a really good example of a girl who was really dry with me and she ended up quite literally begging me. I've actually already shown you on my Tinder account this girl. She was quite literally so fucking dry and now she's literally begging me, okay? This is what happens. Just watch. I'm going to show you how you pull this off. Just stick with me, okay? So what do I do here to make the conversation more in my favor? I shift the conversation to being sexual. This is an ascension point, and this is where we work our way in. And this is where she backpedals and starts to qualify herself. Because I rejected her, She now has to qualify herself, and she backpedals her way in. This is where she's going to start working for you. And this is where the life, obviously, well, not the life, the texting game just gets a little bit easier, right? Your life just becomes easier. It's that simple. Because texting girls is a lot of work. I'll be honest with you. I run around 20 Tinder accounts for different guys. That's my service. That's what I do, right? And I can tell you now, it's still hard to this day, even though I have a team of, several guys, Jack Ops, Hamza Ops, and Force Ops, right? I've got these crazy guys. Still, it's hard. I run 20 accounts and it's very tiring to text women. So I can imagine for you guys it's painful, right? So that's why I'm over here teaching you how to text. Anyway, so obviously I've just continued on from the texting phase here. So obviously I've brought up the point of her rejecting me. As you can see, this is where I qualify her. This is where I basically push in. I give her the, you're not giving me much to work with, Ella. I'm trying to find my wife in you. Now this is good because I reinforce her, and this is where basically I encourage her to give better replies. You can't say to a girl, reply then, or your replies are terrible. You have to find a way to smoothly qualify her and to make her work for it, okay? This is when she will be able to accept your invitation to have sex, and this is where we can deploy our playbooks to get the date. This is where we're going to start working in. Now over here, as you can see, this is the sexual opening number 2. This one's a big one here. Why? Because she admits that I turned her on sexually and scared. This is a big sign, and this is where I can convert her with ease. You'll quite literally see, you'll quite literally see where, like, now that she's fully opened up to me, it's going to get much better and better. I've told you guys, if you look at the first series of text messages with this girl, it starts off dry, but this is how it works, okay? So I'll show you. So there you go. I said to her, when she said to me that she's turned on by me, obviously, I said to her, I can do a lot more than turn you on, or I'll make you finish too. So obviously, this is me basically accepting her challenge. Her reply is dry, but another shit test. I counter it by qualifying her and taking sex off the table. So obviously, as you can see here, don't make promises you can't keep. So basically what I say is, are you challenging me? I'll also hours, I break backs. She says sounds painful. Very fucking boring, guys. See, I get boring text too, but watch how I handle it. Then I say to her, not for you or something. Guess sex is off the table for you. As you can see here, this point here links to this. Now she says here, just saying it sounds like a threat. Now obviously for me, my next reply is, you look like you would like it rough regardless. The whole point here is I'm trying to find little openings that I can latch onto to be able to lock the texting game and to be able to see it. No girl is going to fucking give you pussy straight away on text. There's a game, there's a process you must follow, there's a strategy. You need a strategy, and that's why I'm giving you the strategy here today for free. If you need a custom one, again, I've got you covered. I'm not going to play any bullshit games. Everyone has a custom strategy, right? You need it specific to you. Some of you guys can't say stuff like, I break backs for a living. I'm telling you, that's not something that you do. You can't lie. Okay, so now obviously she indicates I can't make her finish in sex. This point right here, let's go back to it. This means she wants me to try. This is an indirect hint. It's her setting me a challenge. She's saying, have sex with me, but you won't make me finish. That's a good sign from it. It's an indirect hint. She's saying, let's have sex. So it's not bad. It's a shit test. It's not a bad thing. But it's also a sign of you need to work your way in, okay? So obviously from here on, I just make her backpedal, and this is where I'm going to try and build up attraction, you'll see. So I make an assumption she likes rough sex. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple game, I'm telling you guys. Now, obviously, over here, we have sexual desire DTT. So obviously, after I told her she likes rough sex, she said, is that a compliment? I'll take it. So obviously, what gives you that vibe? It's pretty simple. So basically, I said to her, you like rough sex, and she thought it was a compliment. See, girls love sexual shit. You guys are too worried to tell girls stuff like this because you think you're going to get reported. I'm telling you now, you won't. Trust me, you'll be fine. Just let me handle your texting game, I'm telling you. And then obviously she says, what gives that vibe? And she said, also, don't you worry, after Catholic school, I'm an atheist. So quite literally, she's just giving you games to play around, right? She's saying she goes to Catholic school, but she's fully open to having casual sex with me. So it's pretty good. It's getting good now. So then I call her a good girl, and I said, we should roleplay with your outfit. I have some excited ideas for rough sex. Obviously, I blurred it out for YouTube, but obviously, there you go. She says, exciting ideas. Hey, must hear. So now she's opening up to me, and she's telling me, tell me more about your sexual desires, and she starts giving to your sexual dreams, right? So obviously, she brought up that she's from a Catholic school, and obviously, I thought, let's change the tone and use custom banter, right? You can't just send copy paste text messages to girl at this point of the game, right? So she's giving me something to work with, and here's what I do with it, okay? I use a sexual ascension, and now my whole goal here is to make a sexual vibe and ascend her from here. I ask her favorite positions and fantasies. So here's what I've said to her. I said, for roleplay, you can be the priest devil, you on the table bent over with hands over your mouth, and then obviously me giving her hookies, whatever, right? And then you're on your shoulders. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to, make it too shitty. I can imagine you guys are probably wearing headphones watching this. But yeah, then I tell her we can do it in a doggy style position, right? So it's pretty simple, very basic. Now, obviously, she's responding really well. This is a sexual ascension power, guys. I'm telling you, this is what gives you that +2 upper hand that other guys don't have in the texting game. Look at any other losers texting game on Tinder and they're talking about some friendly bollocks about their dogs. They're virgins. They're losers. Don't listen to them, okay? Anyway, so obviously she tells me more about obviously her sexual dreams, such as being the priest and the devil, and then I told her that the priest would hold my hair, the devil would hold my neck. That's a pretty good reply from her. That's a really good reply. So she's saying that she would want me to hold her hair and pull on it while she sucks me off, and then obviously the devil would hold her neck while we're in mission. He's giving me options. And I said, with how you'll end up after sex, the devil. So obviously I play on it, give her a good reply. It's pretty simple. Now, obviously, over here, she says she wants both. She wants literally for me to be the priest and devil. So now it's obviously just getting really fun and easy here. Now this is where it's just going to be really powerful. Now obviously over here I said of course, but what about prince treatment here? Okay, so this is where I challenge a woman loves this, a high status text. This is where I state, what do I get in the relationship in an exchange of our sexual relations, right? So it's a very high status tactic. If you're in a halfway point of a conversation with a girl on text, try to give her a qualification and what she's gonna fucking try and fight for you. It's so powerful. So obviously she says a bragging rights, not very convincing. What about head game? And obviously this is just all playful banter, right? So obviously I belittle her bragging rights text. I shift it back to the texting on her head game. I need to keep the conversation sexual here because it ramps up massive attraction. This is where we're adding +1, 2, 3, 4. You guys don't see it. You just see a series of text messages you're gonna try and copy, but there is a strategy you must follow here, okay? You have to follow it. There's a certain pattern, there's a code, okay? So obviously she said never had a complaint with glowing reviews, I must say. She's qualifying herself. She's saying, I have good reviews of giving head to guys. Personally, that's disgusting to me, but I don't care. If you're good at head, then I'm just going to use you. It's that simple. But anyways, I mean, name a guy with a nice car at 22 like me. Come on. So obviously, you guys already know I'm not 22, but there's certain ages if you lie about on Tinder, it attracts you different types of girls. I'm telling you, there's all sorts of strategies and codes that you've got to follow. It's pretty simple. So obviously I just tell her here that who has a nice car, certain age, whatever, right? Come on. And she said, what's the catch then? She says, car means nothing if you don't have the personality to back yourself. Now, obviously, this is another shit test. This is where I'll show you how you counter that, okay? So over here, I told her, don't diss our family car. Pretty simple. And obviously, I just play on from here. So obviously, she begins to push away over here, and I need to take a short pause and use a high status text. So over here, I've said, I have money to spare, but gold digging me is concerning Ella. So obviously, I'm never going to spend my money on some side girl, right? One that I'm just going to sleep with. But it's just a good way to challenge and put that pressure towards her to obviously, you know, change the shift in tone. So obviously said, that was silly. You should have known that I was coming so you could spend it on me. Not a good reply if you think about it. But if you play on it, it's very powerful. So there you go. She said, wow, I'm actually sad you think I was being dead ass. Would have thought you got my sarcasm now since we're hubby and wife. Pretty simple, right? It's pretty easy. So she challenged me, obviously, digging my finance. It's a joke, a test, right? Come on. Now, high status way to tackle her challenge is to just, you know, play on it. If you show that you're insecure and you start backpedaling, you're going to be the little bitch. It's not going to work. So I reinforce the sexual conversation with a shift back to revive the sexual ascension. So there you go. So this is what I do. My apologies. Ella, suppose I'll spend some more on you or more rough sex. I'll let you decide. Speed bump special, obviously, because she said her favorite position is speed bump. Remember, guys, see? But can you see what I'm saying here now? Look at the text messages. First, when we start talking, she was sending me one text message at a time. Now she's sending me double, triple texts. And watch, it gets even worse. And obviously, as we continue on, she likes, obviously, the vibe I'm giving here. So obviously, let's just keep going. I'll show you more. Then obviously, we changed the conversation here, and it was continuously getting more sexual. I kind of didn't include some of the texts because they were very graphical. There was some of the stuff she was saying was too much. But as you can see, now she basically said she'll probably survive sex. I don't remember too many of the details, but then I said don't want to be eaten out. Okay, girls like being eaten out, but the thing is, if a girl's a 304, I'm not going to eat her out. It's disgusting. But I'll still say that to her because you got to like tell these girls stuff that will play on their head, okay? So this is where she initiates sexual desire, and she fully tells me that she wants proper sex. And this is a high status move, honestly. Look what she said. So I said, no need for that. We're married now. So I said, she said it was a joke, trying to be nonchalant. I told her, put your guard down. You don't need to be nonchalant. Pretty easy. And now this is where I've qualified her. And her sexual side is coming out through conditioning. I've conditioned her. Now look at it. So true. Stick your tongue in me. It's pretty easy, guys. See? She literally fully accepted and open to the idea. Now watch. I continue to condition and tell her, you don't need to be nonchalant. You can see it. Now I said, give me more. And then she said, I can be freaky. I just want to be sucked into your ways. She obviously takes my offer and qualifies me, and I challenge her. Look, I use terms like wifey to encourage her to act like one, and she attempts to shit test me with saying I don't beg it. Now, obviously, you guys are thinking, well, girl said you don't beg it, but again, it's just a playful banter sexual dream, right? You gotta test, you gotta take it. Now, over here, this is where you can get the upper hand. And this is where she begins to tell me more of her sexual pursuits. Look, this is what she says. Do you like fucking me in mirrors? Do you like fucking having sex and shit mirrors, and she's combining the two? And then obviously, I know what she's saying. Girls like having sex in front of the mirror because they like being watched, being degraded. It's pretty obvious, right? If you've had sex with girls before, some of the stuff they're into is really basic stuff, okay? So obviously, I told her sounds hot, tell me more. I could have told her what she's talking about, but I'd rather let her play into curiosity. These are the high status maneuvers you can copy, and trust me, they'll work massively for you. So now I'm very sexually invested. Obviously, I told her that that's what I'm interested in, right? Obviously, I already know what it is. Nothing new. All girls are the fucking same. They always like the same shit. Okay? So then she begins to tell me optional hair pull and neck grab and potential things in mouth. Now we're starting to get into the more deep stuff. Now you're starting to see more sexual texting, okay? So this is where I qualify her ideas and I encourage her to tell me more in exchange for validation. Obviously, I'm not going to give it. I'm hooking it on a hook, line, and sink, okay? Now, this is the female fantasy here. Girls love being dominated in bed. So if you can play on that and tell her what you will do in the bedroom, it's a win. Look, I tell her exactly what I'm going to do to her. Elevator sex with a mirror like 50 Shades of Grey. Stuff like this makes girls go crazy. This is what we call an ascension point, because now she's fully looking into real scenarios where we can have sex, where we are ready to convert her. But I'm going to play with her a little bit more. Watch, you'll see. I play with her a little bit long. At this point of the game, guys, you should always close a girl. You should get her off of this shit app, get her phone number, and go fucking meet her and have sex with her. But for the sake of content, I played with her a little bit more before I fucked her. You'll see now, okay? So there you go. So I said any public elevator, because we were talking about elevator and public sex, because girls love that, right? Girls love public sex and being used and being degraded, okay? And I'm showing that off and I display this on text to make her wet. Now, obviously, I've got a charming text. I confirm I have a freaky side to excite her for what is to come next. So look, showing my girl off in public to make, obviously, you know, make other couples insecure or whatever, right? Some bullshit that they're into. Now, there you go. From that point on, the conversation just changes and the topic ascension is going. You'll see what I mean now. So obviously you already know girls love being dominated in bed. Now we're going to start seeing a little bit of the conversation drying out. This is why you don't play too long. So look here. So I said I claim you as a wifey, and she said it's fine if I have to. And I said to her, I mean, my tongue has already been inside you, hasn't it? Obviously, that's from the text message when she said, stick your tongue in me. And obviously, from this point forward, I remembered that and I put it in to change the banter of conversation. And she agrees. She says, right, of course, my bad. And I said, unless I was imagining it to challenge her. I was playing on it. So then obviously she said, how could I forget? And I said, So obviously, that's a dry text message. And then obviously she said, no, I definitely felt it. I said, want it again. So there you go. Now, obviously, you're going to see the text message did chop off there, but something I said here was really fucked. So I said, still waiting on you to tell me when you want this. Her pussy licked up, okay, I'll say that much. I won't say too much, but there you go. So, and then she went, right now, I want you grabbing my hips and thighs real hard while you put your tongue inside me, okay? You can imagine what it says with the blurs. So there you go. And I said, squeeze your juicy thighs and hips while I whisper your name, while my tongue cleans up down there, okay? I might have to blur that. I don't know, okay? But yeah, and then she said, yes, please, thank you. Anything else my princess wants? And then she said, my hand's in your hair while you do it. And she said, I don't need to, while making you wet, I'll just hold on to your hips and thighs, okay? It's pretty simple, guys. Look, all I'm doing is I'm confirming the freaky side. I'm showing her that I'm going to have sex with her. I'm going to fucking use her. It's that simple, okay? Now, obviously, as we continue to build on, this is where it gets crazy. This is where she starts telling quadruple texting, telling me way too much stuff. So as you can see, I've built up sexual trust here. And this is where she starts asking me to fuck her in her sleep. It's pretty simple and straightforward and direct. Look, she quite literally has confirmed that she wants me to sleep with her. And when she's asleep, think about how crazy this is. This girl's gonna be fully passed out in her sleep and she wants me to fuck her. This is what happens if you use the right texting strategy, okay? And this is what I'm trying to give you here. So obviously over here I display sexual confidence and show my skill in the bedroom to fully qualify her. Girls like guys that have had sex with plenty of women. That's the truth. Girls don't like virgins. That is the sad reality. If you're a virgin and you're watching this, you have to lie to girls about your experience. And then when you meet the girl, there's certain tricks to be able to make her think that you have sexual experience. I won't get into them now, but some of the stuff is just really good and crazy, and that's stuff I can tell you on a call, right? Anyway, here's a high status tactic. I let her describe her dream out and I delay my text for 3 hours to let her miss you. As you can see, the first few text series I sent to her, they were all a few hours ago. If you look at the first screenshots I was showing you, they were a few hours ago. Obviously, I spent a few hours away to give her the time to miss me. So obviously now it's 4 a.m. I'll tell you why I messaged her at 4 a.m. now. So obviously I did aftercare competence here. So if you really want to gain her trust, show her that you care about aftercare like I did here, okay? Women love aftercare. If I'm being honest with you, when it comes to aftercare and having sex with women, if you want to give it, it's entirely your choice. If I have time, I'll give it. If I don't, I'll just leave the bedroom. I couldn't care less, okay? It's just that simple. But if you say this shit to them, it turns them on because it shows that you have confidence. Now we have a desire hook here. She confirms that she will give me preference treatment. And this is where we just play with her and secure it, okay? So obviously she likes speed bump. Again, she's mentioned it again. So obviously she states she wants me to have sex to do the work, obviously. So obviously I play on this. I'm telling her, so you want me to do all of the work. You're making me do all the work, right? So obviously I'm just messing around with her. If I'm being honest with you, if you're having sex with a girl, you're going to always do all the work regardless. No girl's going to dominate. If you want a girl to dominate you, I don't know how to help you because if I'm being honest with you, I don't know how you would get a girl like that. You're just a weirdo, okay? Sorry. Anyway. Now obviously she says here, damn, can't a girl enjoy having sex? And I said, what's yours? And I said, same as you, lucky for you. After 3 rounds, I do expect you to go on top. So obviously I'm just messing with her a little bit. And she said, you at least touch me while you're on top. So now she's confirming. She asked me to touch her while on top. This is just easy for me. Of course I oblige and show her I know exactly what to do in sex. And I told her hands on waist or breast or even the neck. You can choose whatever you want to say to them. And I told her obviously that I'm going to put my entire penis in it, right? You guys get the point. I'm just trying to keep it PG here. But obviously I let her imagine what the sex will look like, okay? And then I tease her, insult her with the guys she's been with, right? So obviously, I tell her my size, and I tell her the guys she's been with are 5 or 6 inches. And obviously, I make fun of them, and I say to them, of course, you've never really had sex. Now, her reply was, but still, it matters how you use it, not the size. Obviously, she's never slept with a guy like me, so obviously, she needs to fucking sleep with me, which she has. And I will tell you now, she's come back for sex multiple times, but that's another story, okay? We've got crazy WhatsApp text messages that I'll show you between me and her, okay? But back to this, okay? This is the early phases. Let's stick here. So obviously, she said, I was literally going to say that you're going to end up making me bleed. And she told me to be gentle at first, and that's only fair. And I was like, okay, I'll take it slow with my time with you. Might not even fit, but once you go 8 inches, you'll never go back. Then I told her I'm going to stretch her out. Girls love being stretched out. I don't understand why, but good for them, okay? If they want to get stretched out by a guy sleeping with them, pretty easy. Now she said, yes, take your time because that just turns you on so much more. And she said, bold statement. I said, you're not allowed to finish until I say so. And she said, I actually really struggle to finish, so best of luck. Pretty easy, to be honest with you. When I stepped to her, if you know exactly what to do, you can make a girl come in 30 seconds. I'm promising you that now. If you knew what I knew, if you had the information on the inside, I promise you, you could genuinely make a girl finish in 30 seconds, okay? So she sends me a challenge here, and the best way to play on that is just to tell her that you're not allowed to. It's pretty easy. Now, obviously, my response here to play back on it is that's because you had 5 to 6. That's your fault for picking shitty guys. And then she said, aren't the shitty guys usually attached to 8 inches? And then obviously she backpedaled because she knows that she shouldn't say that. It's a low status thing. She backpedaled. She said, no, it's because of my meds actually. So obviously she informs me she's on meds. And obviously my goal here is to play on it. I have obviously information because I'm not brain dead that meds cause low libido. So obviously I play on this, okay? If you don't know this shit and you don't have general knowledge, then it's going to be a tough texting game. I'm telling you, get the texting strategy, guys. It's free. It's all yours. Anyway. Playful text number 2. As you can see, I call her obsessive psycho girl, right? So clingy girls. Girls think it's cute to be clingy, psychotic, and obsessive. But the thing is, it's not. It's not cute. It's just annoying. Like, piss off. But the thing is, girls like it. So obviously I told her that. And, you know, that's just a great way to ramp up attraction. That's genuinely the whole point. Now I use a point shot here. I tell her the reason you've never finished, or as you already know, is because I told her I just made fun of the guy she's been with. So basically I'm priming and exciting her for obviously when I fuck her, which is exactly what you need to do. You need to make her feel excited. You need to make her feel like she's chasing you. Now moving on, let's look at this playful like text over here, okay? So to keep a vibe outside of sexual tone for trust, I play on her medicines for depression banter. So obviously I'm telling her here like you're a vegetable for being on antidepressants, and then she said crazy claim, I have to respect it. So I said to her, you're my vegetable, some shit, I don't fucking remember, some bollocks. I talked to too many girls, I'm telling you, it's hard to remember, especially running 20 Tinder accounts for other guys. But as you can see, I do a sexual claim. I remind her I will not claim her if she does not satisfy me. So I said, don't want to be claimed by me or something, huh? And she said, no, they don't. You want to claim me? And I said, depends if you can take it. Too much effort for me to claim. She said, oh, you lazy, for real. And I make the conversation sexual. And as you can see, I played for too long. If you stick around too long, you can risk losing her. Look, I started losing her, guys. Don't fucking play in these fields for too long. The only reason I did it is for content. And I have the experience and skills. You don't. You should have closed the texting game way sooner than me, okay? I'm just doing this for content. If you go to slide 10, probably, that's when you should have gotten her off the app and fucked her. But obviously, we keep continuing it on, and as you can see, look at the time here. This is where I remember, right? I said 4 a.m. This is not required, but huge fucking cheat code, right? Texting a girl at 4 a.m. is massive because that's when they're the most sexually active. Girls are fucking wanking at 4 a.m. I'm telling you, that's when they are the most sexually active. You want to get a girl wet? message her at 4 a.m. That's the secret. Now, the next one, sexual recovery. As I told you, the conversation was dying out. So obviously, this is where I bring the sexual conversation back. And obviously, this is where I can't afford to play too long because she will get bored. So now my goal here is to get a number because I can't afford to mess around. This is where it starts to get dry. So obviously, there you go. Only goal now is to make her wet again so I can close it. So she tells me, she says something like, thick thighs up against your neck while they're on your shoulders. And she says, while I have her folded, you know, I'm just going to keep it PG. And she'd really try and spoil me, okay? I said, of course, wifey gets the best. I'll kiss your thighs, etc. And then I'll do a few other things that I'm not going to say because I don't want to, you know, make it too not family friendly or whatever, right? I mean, this isn't really family friendly, but just stick with me anyways. And she said, she leaving little marks on the back of my thighs are so hot, got me all nervous, okay? So obviously using my knowledge on sex and psychology from 8 years of dating, I feed her desire to end it, okay? So my goal here is to just close the fucking conversation. I just want to end it here, okay? So my goal here is genuinely just to wind down and downplay the conversation to cut it at a high, okay? Then we can close it for a date. And that's exactly what I did. You'll see I got her number, I slept with her. Easy as that, okay? So now it's just getting annoying. She just keeps talking about sex. Now my goal here is genuinely to just close it. I just wanted to shut the fuck up. And that's how I ended up sleeping with her on the first night of texting. So as you can see, it's 4 a.m. What happened was basically I ended up fucking driving to her place around 6 a.m. because that's how the conversation went down. I just ended up meeting her around that time. Slept with her. She skipped work. I'm telling you guys, when a girl says to you she's busy for you and she can't go meet you up because she has work, that's not true. You just didn't play your game right. I've had girls skip out on fucking work and exams and shit before. I'm telling you, it's not hard. Okay? So moving forward. She keeps talking about her sexual fucking interest towards me, and I keep displaying more sexual understanding here to show how vast my experience is. Now, obviously, over here we've got a trust text. So obviously, this is where I'm almost ready for the close, and this is why you do not play around too long. But for this video, I obviously did a strong example of a really long texting phase. So obviously, just ending the conversation with some final sexual fantasies, such as eating her out. As you already know, girls love this. So obviously, now we're getting to the ending phase. This is where we wind everything down. This is where it's going to be, you know, being downplayed. So there you go. So obviously I've got DTT texting tech. One last time I send a final text message before closing her, and I get final confirmation. She confirms when she wants to meet up, and it's game, set, and run. And this is where I finally got her number. We got the Snapchat acquired, and then obviously, as you can see, she's ready to close for a date and sleep with her on the day. I drive down and fuck, as you already know, it was around 6 a.m. So this is where it just changes the pace, okay? So obviously I give her my Snapchat over. I tell her let's FaceTime to show her confidence. And obviously she does sell it. She's scared. Obviously I do FaceTime her, and from there on we just take it there. And then now guys, here's a huge bonus. Give your socials. Never add a girl's Snapchat. Make her add yours. Think about it. How many other fucking losers have added her Snapchat? You're just gonna be another fucking name on her phone. Make her add your Snapchat. Be a fucking guy and stand out. So obviously I gave her my Snapchat and I told her to add me. I'm not adding your Snapchat. I don't want to be a fucking another retard on your phone. You're gonna add me. It's that simple. So obviously, that's the end of this texting phase. Now, if you want your own Tinder strategy, right, I will tailor one for you for free, and you can execute it either on your own or with me. It's your choice, okay? As you already know, we got the limited time offer going, completely free, no hidden garbage costs or anything like that. I will analyze your text messages for free, and I can put it in a YouTube video for you and give you a shout out or whatever it is you want. I'll just analyze them and I'll give it out and give you some cool advice, okay? So if you want text messages like these, you want results like mine, 93 likes on Tinder, 99 plus. As you've seen, I'm just going to show you my Tinder account again. You want results like these with girls, sleeping with girls on a predictable basis, then feel free to book a call with me, and I'll talk you through all the details. Tinder strategy completely free. If you want Tinder outsourcing, we can discuss that as well. Texting analysis for free, okay? This is complete transparency here. I will give you the strategy for free. I'm not going to fucking try and waffle here. I'm going to give you the truth. So if you want results of sleeping with girls on a predictable basis, as you can see, this girl's twerking, and then obviously I'm inside her in this picture, then feel free to check it out, okay? So if you enjoyed this video, then feel free, look for the other videos, maybe book a call, it's your choice. So once again, this is my actual Tinder account. As you can see, 78 likes. I'll refresh it for you one more time. This is what I do on a predictable basis. This is literally my life, okay? So there you go. Thank you for watching.